What is going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo, and we are here playing with swords. No, I really like videos where you get a sense of someone's life or what they do or other parts of them besides the commentary that they do. So that is what I'm bringing you here. Who knows if it will be of interest to you, but hey, I'm bringing it to you for your interest. That makes no sense. What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo, and we are here playing with swords. No, we are doing a slice of life video because I really enjoy them when I see them from other people, when I find out more about other YouTubers besides their commentary. And something I've been really into lately is European and strategy and intense board games. You might have heard of games like K-List or Puerto Rico or Settlers of Catan or Dominion or Carcassonne, all these sorts of games that are the more mainstream games in the Euro game scene. When I first got into this about 6-7 years ago, it was a very obscure thing. You had to order them from very specific online sites. It wasn't really a public awareness like it is now. You can walk into Barnes & Noble and find a European strategy board game. But I've been really playing a lot of them with my brothers and some of our friends. That was a glitch. I got some new ones and I figured it'd be fun to just show them with you. And I like opening stuff. So hopefully you enjoy this. I've got a handful of different games. The first one is called Nightfall. This is a zombie vampire werewolf based card game that will open up here. It's kind of like Dominion, or it's kind of like Thunderstone, or it's kind of like a mix of those. If you don't know what any of those games are, what they are deck building games. And they are not deck building games in the sense of Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. They're deck building games in the sense of a strategy board game where you are adding cards to your hand to make the best deck possible in order to score victory points or accomplish some other goal. A lot of these games have very detailed and intense rule books, as you'll see here, with lots and lots of jargon and things that sometimes take upwards of an hour to read and figure out, but we'll be getting to that at some other point. So basically, what makes this game unique is you're acquiring cards to add to your hand, and then you're attacking your opponent. So most of these deck building games have you kind of playing solitaire-ish. You're playing together, but there isn't really much interaction. But what's cool about Nightfall is that you actually get to attack the other person and attack the guys you're playing against. So let's open one pack of cards here and just kind of go through and show you that there are different characters. There's werewolves and JJ McTeagues. And enraged white, all sorts of weird zombies and girls and all sorts of things. Oh my god, Yuri Kora, he has eyes forever. He's got eyes forever. But it's a game of cards that you will play with, what, how many players is this? Something somewhere. Cards. It is the competitive deck building game for ages 12 and up, 2 to 5 players, and it takes about 45 minutes. So the reason I added this to my collection is because I really enjoy Dominion and deck building games, but I don't have any where there is a competitive aspect to it. So that's one, kind of one of the more simple ones that I got. The next is Power Grid, which is a classic European strategy board game. It is one of the original popular ones, and if you were someone who liked these games, like I said, 5, 6, 7 years ago, you would have played this game probably. But for whatever reason, it's one of the mainstays I have never played. It's a game where you're building power plants. You're building power plants, you're bidding on them, you're trying to make the most powerful power plant empire that you can. And it has a very nice, old-fashioned, old-timey style that I think is really appropriate and cool. It's 2 to 6 players. This one's about 2 hours long. It has a really big board, which we'll quickly pull out for you. And what I really appreciate about these games, more so than a lot of just like typical board games like a Monopoly or a Yahtzee or a Clue, is the boards, the pieces, everything is very, there's a lot of care and time and effort put into it. So we have crazy boards, a whole lot going on. Got lots of cubes. They love their cubes in the European strategy board games, or really any strategy board games. We got money, we got bags for everything, and we have power plant cards. You might look at this and think, well, there's cubes and money and stuff in Monopoly, but trust me, these focus on totally different things, and it's so much more strategic. I'll just as an example, if we look back at the rules here, there is so much to this game besides just moving pieces or playing cards. And I don't know your familiarity. I'm guessing some of you have never heard of these kind of games. And so it's much more along the lines of, hey, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do on this turn to maybe better myself for 4 turns down the road, and taking into account what they're doing and taking into account what I'm doing and how it's all gonna best balance and how I'm gonna figure out a way to acquire victory points. And usually there's multiple ways to do that. So maybe the path I take is very different from the path you take to accomplishing our victory. Boom! Power Grid is gone, because not only do these board games bring you fun, they bring you magical powers. I made that one disappear only to call forth the next contender in our arena, which is Lords of Waterdeep board game. Not the board game, not the Lords of Waterdeep, but Lords of Waterdeep board game, titled very awesomely. This game is kind of a new one for me. I had not heard about it until just recently, and it's a Dungeons & Dragons base game, but it's nothing like Dungeons and Dragons. Don't get that confused. It is a game where you are acquiring like followers and sending them on quests and things, but it's much more a strategy-based game than it is a role-playing game. It's really not like that at all. But again, we have lots of pieces. We have castle pieces. We have colored pieces. We have people. We have orange and black and purple and white and red and yellow. And we have some weird inserts in the middle. And one of the cool, weird parts of these games is usually when you pick up a game of Monopoly or you pick up like a new version of Boggle, you know what you're getting into. But a lot of times you just order one of these and like based on good word or based on a review you read, and you're like, I don't really know what it's about. So when it says expose red wizard spies, I have no idea what that means. When I have this board full of moon tokens and strange gemstones, I don't know what they do. I just know that it probably will end up being pretty fun. This one has a meaty rule book. So again, we're looking at rules and rules and rules and rules and rules and rules. And it may seem like, oh my god, that's so daunting, but a lot of them are really accessible. And a lot of them, once you get one down, you can get the rest of them down. That's why they always talk about gateway games when they're talking about strategy board games and more in-depth board games, because once you get one of the, this board is crazy. Once you get one of them, I feel like it's a French city, like, welcome to town. Professor Layton walks around here, he's right there. Once you get one of them, you can pretty much get the rest. They're not so complex that you can't figure them out. Some of them are, and I'm going to show you one actually right now that is kind of like that. It is a very epic board game called Eclipse. It takes place in the universe, and you can be one of many alien factions, and you do work. You take over planets, and you make craziness happen. This game is a monster. It takes about an hour to set up, it takes about an hour to read the rules, and it takes probably twice as long to teach. So in here, I'm not even going to take the pieces out, there are so many, but we have a massive rule book, and we have these lovely playing mats where you can be everything from creepy Republic Man to Nunu, the nose swallower. I know you like him. We have tiles that make up the planets and the board. We have bags full of secret pieces. We have chips and spaceships and dice and salt packs and more weird chips. And I don't even know all the rules of this game. It's so complicated. I tried reading it for a while, and I don't know if it's one that I'll ever play. And there are some games like that. I do have some games that I get, like, this looks so cool, and then I go to play them, and it's like, nope. Not going to happen unless you're going to have people that are committed to sitting down with you for hours and hours. But it is definitely worth your investment to do so. And I hope this was enjoyable for you to see. Again, something that I'm into that's not video games, and that's not basketball, and that's not putting videos up on YouTube. It's a really fun hobby of mine that I like to do, and I never really have a chance to bring it to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed seeing what I do and what I did, and also enjoyed the sweet sounds of me opening cellophane wrapping, because it's something that I can really get behind. The last thing I have for you is 2 weird Magic the Gathering decks, because I was feeling quite nostalgic for like the year 2000. And these ones are dueling decks. I think they're kind of old, but they looked cool because they had a dragon and a lion on them, so I felt obligated to get them for some fun. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic day, guys and girls. If you want to see more of these like life things, other things that aren't video games, definitely let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to bring them to you. They're fun for me. I can mix in cooking and health stuff with gaming, board gaming, and basketball, and just a wide variety. I really do a lot besides video games. I'm kind of all over the place, so it could be pretty fun to see with you guys and share with you guys. But for right now, I'm going to get out of here. Have a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, guys and girls, drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.
In this thing.
Doesn't have to be much. There doesn't be any. I don't know.
You said you went a little more zoomed in that. What's her? Put your hand out, I'll show you where you're. No, put it on the table. I can't see your fingertips.